million to the Phillips Exeter Academy under the condition that they change their method of teaching to what he called the Aristotelian method of antiquity. Now, Aristotle was a student of Plato. Plato had this interesting concept of philosopher kings ruling over the people. Now, the philosopher kings were the super enlightened that knew better, and under his opinion should then decide what's best for the people and should rule over. So you have this individual that donated this money under the condition that it changed the method to this Aristotelian method. And so what they do at this Phillips Exeter Academy is they basically get a real education. Well, most of us are stuck in the poor public school. So over there at this Illuminati school, whose symbol is actually a sun, rising sun, with a beehive, more Masonic symbology there. That's where they really send their children to get a good education and learn about how the world works. By the way, adjusted for inflation, that $5.8 million donation today, $74 million donated to them. Some other interesting graduates who we're all going to be familiar with from this academy: David Rockefeller Jr., Jay Rockefeller, senator of West Virginia, who basically said that the internet needs to be shut down and wishes that we never created it. Peter Orszag, director of the U.S. Offices of Management and Budget in Barack Obama's cabinet. Gregory Craig, who's also on the White House Council. Some other interesting individuals: Mark Zuckerman, founder of Facebook. But you have these elite families that send their children there to get a real education and learn how the world actually works. And what's also interesting is that the publisher of Angels and Demons, the original publisher, was Random House, who was owned by a subsidiary called the Bertelsmann Media Group, who, according to the London Times and their own CEO, back in 2002, admitted that they were the biggest publisher of Nazi propaganda during World War II. So it's fascinating that his publisher was a Nazi propagandist, and now they're spitting out Illuminati propaganda.
All pretty much coincidence, I'm sure, Mark. We're going to come back on the other side with Mark Dice. We're going to take your calls. It's the Alex Jones Show. I'm Jason Burmis. Remember, you can see us live right now at prisonplanet.tv and Infowars.com. We are back. It's the Alex Jones Show. I'm Jason Burmis sitting in. We're joined by Mark Dice. And, just a heads up to people, I think that we're just about to ruin the end of the movie because it's really important where this film goes. Because, again, it's going to be in the minds of millions because it's on the big screen. And people don't read anymore. They don't think for themselves. They watch the TV and they go to the movies, and that's where they get their information from. And really at the base of why this movie is so dangerous and why Mark and I are focusing on this, outside, even though the Illuminati Facts versus Fiction, or Facts and Fiction, does cover some of this stuff, is because a lot of people are going to be talking about the Illuminati and saying, well, that's just a movie. Mark, let's give away the ending. How does Dan Brown wrap up Angels and Demons?
It's fascinating. I do admire him for his evil cunningness, because they build up this tremendous story that the Illuminati's been functioning for all these years, that they've secretly been active, through the Bilderberg Group and everything, building their New World Order, and now they're going to destroy the Vatican and unleash their true religion, which is science. And meanwhile, the character, Tom Hanks's character, Robert Langdon, at first he's an expert on the Illuminati, but he thought that they went into extinction, and he's like, this can't be true. And then he starts to realize that they really are still active, and that they've been active all this time. And so they build it up, and then it turns out that there actually is no such thing as the Illuminati. And they really did, according to the book and the film, go into extinction back in the 1780s after they were discovered, and that the entire plot to blow up Vatican City was perpetuated by one rogue Catholic official, the Camerlingo, who was like the assistant to the Pope, who decided to spring this plot to blow up the Vatican City, but then at the last minute, he himself saved Vatican City from the evil Illuminati to show that God was triumphant and that the Vatican and Christianity was triumphant over the evil Illuminati, and it looks like everybody was just afraid and had bought into the conspiracy theories, including Tom Hanks' character, Robert Langdon, who was an expert on the Illuminati, and it turns out that they really don't exist anymore, and it is only a conspiracy theory.
The website is markdice.com. The new book is The Illuminati, Facts and Fiction, and we're going to go to your phone calls. Joshua in Florida, you're on the air.
Hey, how you doing, gentlemen?
Good.
Good.
I want to say, Mark Dice, man, I followed your work for a while. I've got your book, and we actually, you probably don't remember this, but we actually tag-teamed Alan Combs the other day whenever he had Alex Jones on the show. You were talking about your book that you sent to Sean Hannity. That was classic. But I wanted to, if I could, real quickly, let everyone know, let the listeners know, we are doing an Oath Keepers Memorial Tea Party. It's going to be in Tampa, Florida. And we're just trying to get as many people to come out, reaffirm their constitutional oath. You can find out the details at meetup.com/WeAreChange, That's just one of the things we have going on. But I'm pretty anxious to get your new book. Mark, I really enjoyed the first one. I've used it to wake up a lot of people. So keep up the good work,
I think I've heard your phone calls into Combs' show, you and your friends. That's fantastic. Keep at it.
Yeah,
all right,
absolutely.
Thanks for the call, Joshua. And that shows, Mark, that, even as small as we all are individually, we can have a great effect if we have the will to take action against these tyrants. It's as easy as picking up the phone at times and challenging the position of a national figure.
There's been times, I don't even post many of the calls that I make anymore. It's such a hassle. But for anybody that's new to this, you can listen to many of my phone calls on markdice.com or just search for me on YouTube. Phone calls into these talk shows, these mainstream talk shows, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, and you're new to this, you start wondering, wait, is the Bilderberg Group so secret that they actually don't know about it? And so I wanted to test that. Maybe I'll finish that on the other side.
Yeah, obviously, when you first come across this, you're like, well, someone's got to be talking about it. Somebody I know and trust. And then you find out, yeah, they talk about it, but they laugh at us when we bring it up. It's the Alex Jones Show with Jason Burmis. We'll be back after this, Infowars.com. All right, folks, we are back, and we're joined by Mark Dice. Now, I just got some breaking news. This one's off of Wired, and I want to get your take on this. I mean, we haven't really discussed some of the current issues like this DHS document going after the alternative media, the Patriot movement, people who are anti-technology, anti-illegal immigration, really anybody, lone terrorist cells, leaderless organizations. It's so broad and so disgusting that it just disheartens me to see this out of Wired. Bloggers TV go nuts over misleading Patriot Act arrest claims. See, we're misleading people when we tell them, hey, they arrested this 16-year-old kid for a bomb threat, and they're not letting anybody go talk to him, and they're holding him indefinitely with no bail. He's 16 years old. Let me just read this because, of course, they demonize Alex Jones. God forbid Alex Jones reports on what the media is reporting. We're the bad guys, by the way. It's the false TV news reports heard around the world. Of course, we're liars. Raleigh, North Carolina's WRAL-5 reported last week that a 16-year-old bomb hoax suspect was hauled out of his mother's home by federal agents and is now being held without any legal rights on the authority of the 2001 USA Patriot Act, which suspends the Constitution. This tale of injustice has since shown up on the Drudge Report, Dig, Reddit, and thousands of blogs and Shoot from the Hip mailing list. The boy's name is rising on the Google Trends list. Radio show host Alex Jones interviewed the boy's mother on Tuesday, and pundits on the left and right are seizing on the story to rail against the government's unfettered power to make an innocent citizen disappear at will. Some outraged reports are claiming that the teenager hasn't even been charged with a crime. The arrest of the teenager is real enough. FBI agents investigating a February 15th bomb hoax that evacuated the mechanical engineering building at Purdue University traced the phone call to the juvenile's Oxford, North Carolina home. His mother served his mother with a search warrant and arrested the teen. See,